Listen carefully. When you watch motivational videos, the purpose is not to make you feel good for a few minutes or to admire someone else's achievements like you're watching a movie. You are not a spectator in life. You're supposed to be a participant. When you see powerful people, disciplined routines, luxury, strength, or ambition on screen, you shouldn't just sit back thinking, wow, that's cool, and then return to your same predictable routine. The moment you watch something inspiring, you should immediately question yourself, how do I get to that level? How do I create a life that looks like that? What actions do I need to take today? Because the purpose of exposure is transformation, not entertainment. Now, here's where most people go wrong. They treat motivation like emotional popcorn, something to snack on, not something to act on. They feel inspired for a moment, but inside their daily life, nothing changes. And here's where I want to shift your perspective slightly. You must stop treating your goals like they are distant mountains. They're not. They're right in front of you, hidden behind habits you refuse to break. Most people are not failing because they lack talent. They fail because they refuse to interrupt their own comfort. Instead of asking, how do I become better? They ask, how do I feel better right now? Now, that small difference is what decides your entire trajectory. Land deals, look around your life, your room, your routine, your environment, your habits. Everything you see around you is a reflection of the choices you keep repeating. And if you don't like what you see, that's the signal, that's the alarm. You're not supposed to ignore it. You're supposed to upgrade it. Watching others succeed should ignite a fire inside you, not make you settle deeper into your chair. Stop watching. Start building. Because your real life doesn't change until your actions do. Face the truth about your life. Look closely at where you stand right now, your environment, your habits, your daily decisions, and the results they keep producing. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't pretend things are fine if they aren't. This is the part most people run from, because facing the truth means admitting that you played a role in where you are. And that's uncomfortable, but without honesty, there is no growth, no progress, no breakthrough. You must be brutally real with yourself about the life you've created so far. Now, here's where most people fall apart. They look at their life, they feel frustrated, and then they distract themselves or blame someone else. But you need to do the opposite. Instead of escaping your reality, sit with it for a moment. Let the truth sting a little. Let it wake you up. The middle of your transformation begins here, where you stop denying the cracks and start acknowledging them. Maybe your circle isn't pushing you. Maybe your habits are draining your potential. Maybe your routine is built for survival, not success. This is where you make a quiet promise to yourself, I will not keep living on autopilot. This is the place where your excuses begin to die and your clarity begins to rise. Ability, because once you accept the truth, something powerful happens. You realize no one else is responsible for turning your life around. Not your family, not society, not luck, just you. And that's not a burden, that's freedom. If you're not satisfied with the life you're living, understand that nothing will change unless you change it. Your future won't improve until your habits improve. Your results won't shift until your mindset shifts. And your environment won't elevate until you choose to elevate yourself first. Comfort is killing your potential. Most people don't realize how much of their strength, discipline, and ambition gets buried under the softness of an easy life. They trade their progress for convenience, their growth for routine, and their dreams for the temporary pleasure of staying comfortable. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you silently agree to stay the same. You settle for a smaller version of yourself, even though you know deep inside that you're capable of far more. Comfort feels safe, but it steals years without you noticing. And here's where the danger becomes real. Comfort disguises itself as rest, taking it easy, or I'll start tomorrow. But the truth is, it's just a slow, quiet surrender. In the middle of this battle, you don't lose your potential all at once. You lose it in small, visible choices. You scroll a little longer. You delay your goals another day. You push your dreams to later because nothing is forcing you to act. This is where the trap tightens. Life becomes repetitive, predictable, and numb. You convince yourself that things are fine, but underneath you feel stuck. You feel unchallenged. You feel unused. And deep down, you know that your comfort zone is starting to suffocate your ambition because real growth requires friction. Real progress demands everything powerful you want. Discipline, success, confidence, purpose comes from doing the things that comfort encourages you to avoid. Comfort will tell you to relax, but your potential is begging you to rise. Comfort says you have time, but your future self knows you don't. Comfort wants you unchanged. Your destiny needs you uncomfortable. If you keep choosing what's easy, you will never reach what's extraordinary. Step out of the comfort that's killing your potential. Step into the discomfort that builds your greatness. Future self already exists. The disciplined, powerful, respected version of you isn't a fantasy. It's a real possibility waiting for you to grow into it. Everything you want to become is already inside you, shaping itself through your habits, your choices, and the standards you hold yourself to every single day. That stronger version of you is not created overnight. It's built through consistency, sacrifice, and a willingness to push past your excuses. Your future self is watching the decisions you make today. Blend, and here's where most people drift off track. They look at the person they want to become, but they don't build the lifestyle required to match that identity. In the middle of the journey, when motivation fades and routines feel heavy, they start slipping back into old patterns. This is where the separation happens, the difference between those who evolve and those who stay stuck. Your future self can't grow from comfort. It grows when you choose discipline on days you don't feel like it, when you commit to showing up even when no one is clapping. Maybe you're not perfect right now, but perfection was never the requirement. Consistency is. Those small repeated actions are the bridge between the person you are and the person you're trying to become. Bend the aisles, because the truth is simple. Your future self depends on you. The life you admire, the strength you dream of, the confidence and respect you want, all of it is waiting behind the work you keep avoiding. Every time you show up, you get one step closer to the version of you that already exists in potential form. Every time you skip, you delay your own evolution, your future self is real. But it will only become your reality if you decide today and every day to keep showing up. Laziness and arrogance are the real enemies standing between you and the life you want. People often blame circumstances, lack of opportunities, or not being talented enough, but that's not the truth. It's rarely a lack of ability. It's the lack of discipline. It's the habit of quitting too early. It's the mindset that whispers, "I already know what to do," while doing nothing. These two forces, laziness and arrogance, quietly destroy more potential than failure ever will. And the real danger appears in the middle of your journey, where most people collapse without even realizing it. Laziness shows up disguised as rest, breaks, or "I'm not in the mood." Arrogance shows up as stubbornness, ignoring advice, thinking you're above learning, or believing success will somehow arrive on its own. In this middle zone, progress slows, routines slip, and you start giving yourself excuses that feel logical but are actually pulling you backward. Maybe you stop putting in full effort. Maybe you think a little talent is enough. Maybe you expect results without consistency. These small mental lies build up until they turn into full-blown self-sabotage. This is where most people sink, not because they're weak, but because they underestimate how dangerous comfort mixed with ego can become. Oh, Angel, because success doesn't require you to be perfect, it requires you to stay humble, hungry, and disciplined. Laziness kills your momentum, arrogance kills your growth. Together, they build a cage that keeps you exactly where you are. But the moment you decide to fight these two enemies, everything shifts. Discipline replaces laziness. Curiosity replaces arrogance. Consistency replaces excuses. Your potential is real, but so are the enemies blocking it. Until you confront laziness and humble your ego, you will keep cycling through the same results. Malian, defeat these two, and there is nothing left that can stop you. Strategic thinking separates winners from average men. Weak men move through life, reacting to whatever happens, letting emotions dictate their choices and impulses shape their path. Strong men operate differently. They think ahead, they plan their moves, they anticipate consequences before they take action. They understand that every decision plants a seed for their future. Winners don't rely on luck or momentary feelings. They rely on intention, patience, and precision. That's why their lives look different. Man, the real shift happens in the middle of your journey, where most people get trapped. Average men get stuck in emotional loops, reacting, complaining, rushing, and breaking down at the first sign of pressure. But strategic thinkers stay calm while everyone else panics. They pause before responding. They analyze situations from multiple angles. They look beyond the moment, asking themselves, if I take this step, where does it lead? What does this choice create long term? This is where the gap between winners and the rest widens. While others chase instant gratification, the strategic mind plays the long game. Maybe they sacrifice short-term comfort. Maybe they delay rewards. Maybe they stay quiet when others talk. But every move they make aligns with a bigger outcome. That's what gives them power in a world full of impulsive men, because real strength isn't loud, it's intentional. It comes from understanding timing, controlling your emotions, and refusing to let temporary feelings sabotage permanent goals. Strategic thinking turns chaos into clarity and obstacles into leverage. It is the mindset that builds leaders, not followers. If you want to rise above average, you must stop reacting and start calculating. Stop moving blindly and start moving with direction. Master your emotions, sharpen your decisions, and learn to think 3 steps ahead. And that's the mindset that turns men into winners.